Okay, let's go a little bit further into the query facilities. We've already seen how to query for specific values of given fields, such as student 19 and type essay, but you need to do a little bit more in order to construct most practical applications. What we've done so far, we typically call query by example queries, where you give an example of the fields that you want to see in the documents that you want to retrieve. For instance, student 19 and type essay. But many kinds of queries need to go a little bit further than constant values. For example, if I wanted to get all queries where the score was greater than, say, 95, I can do so in MongoDB by means of query operators. To perform a query, again, we start with the same kind of syntax that we've used before, the database handle, dot the collection name, dot the find method, and the first argument to find, again, is the where clause. In this case, if I want to give an inequality comparison for a particular field, such as score, I can do so by specifying the field name, and its corresponding value in this first argument to find will be a subdocument having as its corresponding field an operator, in this case $GT, and some argument to the operator. Closing off the document and going back to reread this, what this says is that the score should be greater than 95. This is our first departure from query by a constant value on a field such as score. In this case, we're doing an inequality comparison for the field score. And we get back a number of documents, and it looks on the right-hand side as if these values are all greater than 95. I see a 96, a 98, a 97, another 97, a 99, and so forth. Again, the query looks like what's at the bottom of my terminal window. The field name, such as score, and then a corresponding value, which is an embedded document having an operator, in this case $GT, and 95. I can go further and add another field to the query, for example, score 95 and type essay, in which case I'll only get results where the type is essay and the score is greater than 95. Again, to show that at the bottom of my terminal, there it is. Now, you can put multiple constraints on the same field. For example, if I want scores that are greater than 95 and less than or equal to 98, I specify it as is at the bottom of my screen. That is, score has, as its corresponding value inside of this query document, a nested document with the fields $GT and $LTE with the respective values 95 and 98. And the meaning of this peculiar-looking construct is that the score should be strictly greater than 95 and less than or equal to 98. And additionally, the type should be essay. And it looks good. The results on the screen, at least, suggest that I'm seeing results from 96 up to 98. This is our first example of a query operator in the MongoDB query language. Well, I suppose the first two examples, $GT and $LTE. Unsurprisingly, we have a $GTE operator, which means greater than or equal to, and a $LT operator, which means strictly less than. And again, just as a reminder, the two fields, score and type, occurring at the top level of this query document, have the meaning that both the score must match on its criteria and the type must match on its criteria, so this is equivalent to the logical AND of the score being in the range up from 95 up to but not including 98, and the type must be equal to essay. And it looks good. There are a number more query operators in the MongoDB query language, some of which we'll be visiting as we go. Okay, let's have a quiz. Which of these finds documents with a score between 50 and 60 inclusive?